Hello. Hello, everyone. How are you? All of you watchers, thank you very much. I appreciate it so much. Hope everyone's having a good Monday. I am. I'm having a good Monday. Tomorrow I'm going thrifting with my daughters. So that'll be fun. Charlie, I appreciate the new membership. And Lotus, yeah, hello, how are you? um, this is not a story that is by any means justice. This didn't even begin. I don't even know what you call it. Tell you the truth. I'll tell you the truth. That's what I'm doing. How are you? I have written down all these numbers and addresses for my daughter's graduation announcements and and thank you notes, and they're everywhere in my book. Everybody in my hey Melissa, how are you? I can let see. I got to take my glasses on and off, and I hope you all are doing well. There's a lot of gossip going around right now over there to the Ernie's to the butterflies. No, is it the butterflies? No, it's not butterflies. It's eagles. Hey, Raindrop. Thank you, Charlie, so much. Hey, it's yeah, big time. I don't know. He supposedly he told Mammoth to hey Dodie to f off, which that he you know what Ernie is the worst actor ever. Absolutely the worst. I can't even think of one that's worse than him. And I've seen a lot of theater, so he's just the worst. So no, this is not a big breakup. He did not tell the Eagles to fly. No, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. Not at all. What I wanted to do tonight, though, look, is just this is a solved case. It, it was solved after 57 years, and the Catholic Church moving this man around, and even when it took two other fathers to leave that whatever you call that and run back in about hey Freeside, hey Mary Fairy Meadows, Jennifer, how are you, love? Lily. Yeah, everything is good here. Thank you. I hope everything is good with you. Anyway, yeah, they moved him around for 57 years, and they knew that this son of a bitch killed this girl on the night that he did it, right? They knew he did it. And they let it lay around for 57 years. Cops said it was too old. There was no forensics in there. Um, the Catholic Church said, well, we'll just get him over here where, he can't get to nobody. But he did get to them. Yeah. So this girl lay buried for 57 years. Now, obviously, her father and mother passed. I think a sister. I'm not sure though. But this photo that y'all see is him young and her obviously young. And the one in the middle is him 57 years later. So let's start this. So Irene Garza. This is Irene Garza. Irene Garza was 25 years old. She had, well, let's just do this. Let's just do this. She was the first Mexican American, and along with her sister, to twirl like the things in the band, the batons. She was also the first Mexican American to become drum major. She was also the first in her family to graduate high school and graduate school. This girl was no dummy, all right? But what she did have was standards, and what she did have is a love of God and her religion. So, well, in fact, let's see. They when they went in, and I'll get to, when they went into her house to look, right? They found a letter that she was writing to a friend, and it talked about how great. Hey, Carrie, baby, it tells how happy she is and how she's learning to, think more of herself, and just a great letter that she never got to finish. So when we're talking about the Saturday before Easter, and the Saturday before Easter is like super mega religious Saturday night. Um, Irene always went to church on Sunday and went to confession on Saturday night. Never changed from that. And her family would laugh and say, "Yeah, Irene's going to confession whether she needs it or not." She was very serious about this. She was also quite lovely, and I'll show you another couple pictures of her because she was a beauty queen in high school and college. And look at this dress. Would you look at that dress? Now, when her family were young, meaning the mother and father and her sister, they opened a dry cleaner on the kind of dodgy side of town, and they started getting big. It started to really start rolling, so they got to move to the other side of town, the good side of town, you know. But that didn't change her. What she decided to do was she was going to be a teacher. And she was not just going to be a teacher. She was going to go to the most indigent students across where she started, her life, and teach the second grade. She used a lot of her money for supplies. Same thing that happens now with teachers. She had just made Easter baskets for her nieces and nephews. Hey, Miss Christie. So she was she went, they shut, the kids were so excited because she came with the baskets. She was not going to let them forget. So she went, hey, Clancy, my love. She called a friend and asked that she still lived with her parents, by the way, on the good side of town. She was 25. She still lived at home. That's why she could, afford to do more for her class and her yeah, she's beautiful. Oh my God. And I don't know how I loaded up photos, so bear with us. All right, she's in the middle. Just beautiful. Also, the one of the a lot of the people in the church said that when she was there, hey Deborah, when she was in that church, all women were looking at her and all men were looking for her. She wasn't flirting. It's just she was so beautiful that you just looked at her, and one of the guys said that the women hated her. That's sad, but anyway. So she calls a friend and wants the friend to go with her to confession. And that friend wasn't there. And that friend is still alive, and she still feels bad about this because she feels like she could have helped her. This wouldn't have happened. But of course, whatever happens is supposed to happen. So she gets in her car and she goes to. You see if I can. I know I got to. Oh, there she is again. Sorry, I put all these in. I think it's this to yo. All right, we need to come back to her. All right, there it is. That is Holy Sacred Heart Church. So that night, Father Fight, it's Fait, was doing the confession. Now he'd only been a full-on priest for a few months. He had just finished all of his, whatever requirements, I guess. And so he was a full-fledged father. And this town and this, needed fathers badly. So they took him out of where he was, basically up the street, and moved him down to this one. Now, that night, they said that his line was going very slow, which wasn't, that's okay. So that night, her father looks and she's not home. And this is not like her. And her car's not outside. She is not home. No one knew where she was. So I think it was early that morning they called the police, and the police came over and told everybody where she was going to confession. She was doing it here at Sacred Heart Church, and the cops went and looked. Her car was in the driveway, was in the parking lot of the church. Now they asked Father Fight, "Did you see Irene Garza last night?" And he went, "No, I didn't see her." And they're like, "You sure?" Because she's pretty good about coming here for. And he's like, "No, I didn't see her. I don't know. Nope." But another father noticed that he had scratches on the back of his hands. All right, let's back of his hands, scratches, and a lot of them. That was a priest, and they asked him, Father Fight, "What did you do? What happened to your hands?" He said, "Oh yeah, I had to go back to the pastoral home where my clothes are, so I can get more. I broke my glasses." Because when when I take confession, I twirl it. Hey, mama, I twirl my glasses and I broke it, so I had to run up there. Well, guess what? They locked me out. I had to crawl up the whole side of the building to get in to the second floor to get my glasses. And they were like, but the scratches were on the outside of your hand, not the inside of your hand. And how the hell are you scaling a brick wall? Oh, well, don't know. Why not? I don't know. I don't know why I did it. That couple of days, he went back and forth 6 times to this church, to the pastoral, to this church, to the pastoral. To that, I mean, he needed clothes. He needed this and that. So I don't, who knows what he was doing. But we'll figure that out. We might. I don't know. We might figure that out. So she is gone. She's missing. There is no Irene. This was on April 16th, 1930. Shit, 1960. Sorry. Yeah, April 16th, 1960. So on April 18th, about there, on the other side of town, a debris field of her items shows up. There is her pocketbook, which she does not go anywhere without. What did I do? All right, anyway. Go back. There was her pocketbook, and then a little farther down, there was one shoe. Okay. And then further down from that, there was a white veil that she had worn that night for confession. This was not looking good. This was not looking good at all. So on the 21st, she is, and I've already went by this, so y'all already seen it, but hold on. On the 21st, her body, and I do believe that is her body right there, but I chose to go in and not out. I didn't want to go, she floated up and she had on her clothes, except, all right, this is what she had on. Now, the blouse up there was unbuttoned. All right, and there's her skirt. She had no underwear on. and you saw her bra and all that. It was like a twisted up. Here's the so listen, so Father Fight remembers all of a sudden, you know what? You know what? I did take her confession. I did, but I did it here at the rectory, not at the church, not behind the screen. He took it face to face in this house that was for the priests. And everyone was like, because at the time, people were like, that is crazy. What are you talking about? So, yeah, all of a sudden he did. He did see her. Now, when they took her body out, they also drained it. And here is this right here, you used in the 60s to put slides in, and it had a lamp, and you could look at your slides. All right. So this was found in the canal right under her. And let me see if I think I have two shots of that. So they asked that Fight, is that yours? And he went, no. Hey, Sweet Vixen. He said, no, that's not mine. Then he walked away, turned around, looked back at the cops and said, yeah, anyway, that's mine. That's mine. Why are you telling the police? You're taunting police. This guy was 27, she was 25, and he's taunting the police with this bullshit. But never fear. Never fear. No. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to tell you. Oh, why do I do this? So 3 weeks before Irene was murdered. No. Let me get back up here. This is Maria America Guerrera. Now, she did not go to Sacred Heart. She went to another church in town on the other side of town. She was there for communion, and as she kneeled at the communion rail, someone sexually assaulted her. Who could have done that? Hey, Niecy. Yeah, these stories are good. So this is 3 weeks before he murders Irene. She goes to the police, right? F the damn, no, we ain't going to them priests. No. We're going to the police. And that's what she did. And, well, she said, I think he's a priest. I think he's a priest. Not at my church, but another one. I know I've seen him. I know it. Well, they bring him in and they take his photographs and they show him to her. And she says, that's him. That is him. So 3 weeks. So they go to court. And when they go to court, the jury was a hung jury. Hey, Okie, it was a hung jury. And so instead of going through another trial and whatnot, he agrees to plead no contest. And that's what he did. And then he had to pay a whole $500 fine. But then he got mad about that because he said that the people he was with should have told him that if you plead no contest, it means you're guilty. Oh, damn well. Now let me find here. So this is when Mr. Fight starts taking his twirl around the area. He goes immediately to and I can sit and read these off to you, but I'm not going to do it. Anyway, they go to this retreat, okay, and it's with actual monks, and they want them. One of them is let's see, it's Father, I know this, Trickney and O'Brien. All right, so Mr. Trickney talked to him to see if he could become a monk. This idiot, John Fight. And John Fight, hey, Earth, love you to Uranus and back. So, yeah, all of a sudden, John Fight absolutely confesses everything that he did to this girl and the other one. He confessed it. Yes, I did it. I did it. I did it. And Mr. Trackney was like, oh, okay, well then, oh, time went by, and Mr. John Fright Fight decided being a monk wasn't his style. You know, yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. What else? What else can I do? Because the place he was for bad priests. These are the ones that are molesting. These are the ones that are raping and killing. This is the ones, and these places. I hope do not still last somewhere. But and then I always think about Miss Guerrera. You were worth $500 and a slap on the fucking wrist. That's what you were worth in your church. Your church believes this, all right? And if you don't believe that we believe this, why don't you come and look at all the other stuff that we've sent people to? Nah. So she's, anyway, don't get me started on that. All right. He also goes to another. He goes to another one of these, and he goes to another one of those, and he goes here and he goes there, and he's moved from place to place to place. All of this to keep in these hey Rachel, these damn priests know what he did because he confessed to Mr. O'Brien, Father O'Brien. He confessed to him too. So that's two that he has confessed to. Now they're still happy in the church, right? They're not going anywhere in the church, which proves a problem. It means that there's nothing they can do to him because it's you got to vow, right? Catholic Church did not. Well, yeah, Nisi, I'm telling you, when I was reading reading about this, I didn't I should have gotten a book or something because this was really interesting. Let me get there. So then he goes with Mr. O'Brien, all right, and he again he absolutely confesses to him as well. So many years later, he finally landed in some place in Arizona where he ran a kitchen and ran volunteers. He was also in a business, he was the manager. Here's what he also would do though. All these friends of his that are molesting kids, guess who got assigned to kids? Guess who got assigned to kids? 100 kids is what Mr. O'Brien tallied up. So that was allowed to happen because I guess these priests either they did tell the other people. I don't really know. I don't know how it works. I don't know how to know. I'm not going to blame a religion for this because that's not it. But I'm like these men. Yeah, I will. I'll say no. So let's see. This was all through the 60s. In 1972, John decided he was going to leave the priesthood. And he did. And he got married and he had 3 children. And he stayed around there like New Mexico, right in there. And he had the same kind of job, even though he left the priesthood. He was still there in a business part. So he was still assigning the kids. Now, in 2002, Father Techne decides he's leaving the priesthood. He can't live with some things anymore. And so he does. He leaves the priesthood. And then he gets home, to wherever that is. And he calls O'Brien. And O'Brien has also left the priesthood. Oh, really? Okay. Why don't we go to McAllen, Texas, which was at first they went, thank you for 5 months. They went and tried to track down who John killed because they didn't really have a town. They just knew kind of where. And they get there, they find it. They go to the DA. One of them, I think it's Mr. Bryan. Somebody called John on the phone. It's recorded. To tell him that, listen, this is going on and we can't, stand by this anymore and we're going to the police. You're causing us, heart and heartache. So this is when one of the DAs does not want to press this case. He says there's not enough evidence, and where everyone is like, what do you mean there's not enough evidence? He confessed. Bless America. He confessed. So he decided no, he wasn't going to do it. But instead of saying, no, I'm not going to do it, he puts it on a docket. All right. He puts the case on a docket. But he doesn't subpoena Mr. Fight, Mr. O'Brien, or Mr. Techne. He doesn't subpoena them. So obviously when the trial starts and there's nobody there, they let it go. All right. That was number one. And even this is what that former prosecutor, if you want to call him, said to her family. I don't understand why you're so haunted. She got killed and we didn't find him. Period. Explanation point. In like a cool way. That is right, Harry. So then we move up a little bit. That one is gone. That prosecutor is gone. Goodbye. Thank you for not doing our goddamn thing. We appreciate that. Won't you come on back again? And we get another one. We finally get a DA that will. This is what he said. I will take an L on this. I will take an L on this case because it's worth prosecuting. So they pulled out all this evidence. Look, there he is. That's a picture. I thought that was a pretty picture. This is, I think this is Techne, Mr. Techne. This is him. I mean, what a sweet smile. This is her petticoat that, remember it was 1960. And there's her bra. That's how they thought that's how he moved her around, is by dragging her by that. All right, there's that son of a bitch. He was 85 years old when they brought his ass in. Oh, there's that thing again. Okay, hold on. There he goes. So it was a 5-day trial. Thank you, Nisi. Thank you. It's a 5-day trial. And of course, he was found guilty, but this was all the way in 2014. This took a minute. I think he went into jail not long after the court, and he died about maybe a month later. He died in prison. Is it justice? Well, I mean, yeah, it's justice. It's just justice that took way too long. And so I thought this was this took 57 years from the day he killed her to the day, 57 years of a woman who was so devout, so kind, who, went across town to work on the side of town that she came from, where all the kids were destitute. Yeah, after who knows? Oh yeah, the kids. No, nobody knows about the kids. One of them. Oh, here's another thing. Oh my God, here's another thing. At the last trial they did the last trial because it took a couple. By then, Father O'Brien had Alzheimer's, and so a lot of this testimony that he would read his own testimony, right? He didn't remember doing it. He didn't remember. So that was another, you know, it was another bad thing that happened. But that is my little mini story. Mini story. Because these are important. These are just as important as the other ones. 57 years. I can't imagine. Like I said, I'm not blaming the Catholic Church. No, I am not. But come on. Let's everybody. What do y'all want to do now? Remember Saturday. Listen, y'all. Saturday we're gonna debate Darley Rotier. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of people got very strange feelings about her case, and I want to do an open panel. You grew up as a Catholic, yeah. I mean, there's I think growing up any religion is hard because it's, you know what I'm saying, like yours. It's not yours. They are important. Thank you, Niece, because I thought it was too. I need people to know Irene, and I need to and Maria, who just going there for communion and gets sexually assaulted. This priest assaulted her in the middle of a church. I mean, and then here's another thing. All right, so where was she when he was in that line, when he was doing the confession line? Because had he pulled her out, and I mean, she wasn't anywhere, but he was in there. She had to be in there. She had to be in there somewhere. And then when he took her over to the house, I read something where it was like really wet in the floor, and I'm thinking, did he drown her? Because I forgot to tell y'all. Oh, duh! I need to do these better. Her cause of death: she was beaten all on the right side of her head and face. She had been sexually assaulted, and she had been suffocated. So her death was not quick. It wasn't quick. So if we don't, nobody knows if he did her, hit her body because he drowned her in the house, or I don't know how you're going to get. One thing is she fought back. Yeah, that's right. I think any religious. I have around here. We've got two religious schools. We've got Liberties, which we have Liberty University here in town, but it would be LCA, Lynchburg Christian Academy, and then there was Timberlake Christian Academy. Now, if you were a really bad kid, I used to laugh at my mom when she would threaten to put me there, because I'm like, send me there. It's all my friends are there. All my friends got sent there. Yeah, because they're antisocial. Hey, Halloween baby. So yeah, send me there. I don't care. Oh God, it was so horrible. Oh, so horrible. I think that's why God is. I have to take care of my mom. I think that's why God's like, nah, you were too crazy with that one. You were gonna have to, yeah. No, we're gonna have to do this. My mom made me go. Oh, all right. Well, listen. I just did this. It's just a 30-minute thing. I got these short ones that need to be spoken of, because they're kind of just like this one. Honest to God. So most of them I can't find. So all right. So have a great Monday night. I'm glad I got to check in with y'all, and I will see y'all very soon, probably this week. All right, let me see. I'll see y'all around in the street anyway. Okay, I got okay, I got you, baby. I got you, baby. I love you, Carrie. I love all of you guys, and I'll see y'all soon. I'm sure I'll be going over some trauma and drama in the next few days because that's what I'm good at. So I love you all. Thank you for this little 30 minutes, and I will see you very soon.